The sunny warm weather continues and lots of setups you can see everywhere in terms of preparing for things like the fireworks and stuff. With that in mind, what did I read today? How about this first one was kind of interesting in terms of accusing companies of supplying their drones for war purposes when they should just be used, for example, for consumer and commercial purposes. So this one apparently is not DJI this time, it's Autel being accused of doing so. So what's going on here? It says Autel denies selling drones to Israel. So why are they roaming Gaza skies? As it says here, last week, Plus 972 magazine and Local Call published an investigation into the Israeli army's weaponization of cheap commercial drones to bomb civilians in Gaza. Despite their intended use for photography, these drones have been modified by the army to carry grenades and can be manually operated by ground troops with joysticks. Soldiers testified that they used the drones to drop grenades with the intent to kill Palestinians, including children, in parts of Gaza that Israel seeks to depopulate so that others will learn through blood to flee the area. Many of these drones we revealed were manufactured by the Chinese company Autel Robotics. In response to our investigation, Autel said it was, quote, deeply disturbed and gravely concerned by our findings, but claimed it has never sold drones to any users in the Israeli region, including but not limited to the Israeli military or Ministry of Defense. And according to this anyways, the company says, quote, we categorically reject any implication that Autel Robotics knowingly or negligently enabled the use of our drones in military operations or civilian harm. Any such actions would have occurred without our knowledge, authorization, or consent. So here comes the interesting part where apparently anyways, Autel's own website shows that they have distributors, let's just say in that area. It says, contrary to Autel's initial response to our investigation, the company has for several years sold its products in Israel through various certified local partners. Soon after the current Gaza war began, Autel announced that it had completely banned all business operations in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict region. But several Israeli companies told Plus 972 and Local Call that they continued buying Autel drones and it seems supplying them to the Israeli military. And this doesn't sound good because it says, formally China doesn't authorize the sale of drones for military purposes to any place where there is war, explained Gil Shalev, the owner of ORZ Systems, which he described as an official importer of Autel products to Israel. Informally, Autel has its way of allowing it. They leave certain channels through which you can acquire them. The army has thousands of these drones. That's the proof. The military receives these drones regularly. When asked whether Autel is aware of these sales, Shalev responded affirmatively, quote, not only that, I provide a warranty when selling these drones, he added, which he said comes from the manufacturer in China. He refused to elaborate on the informal way Autel sells drones to ORZ Systems, describing it as a secret. And Autel rejected Shalev's claims as false and malicious, and it says stating that it has not sold drones to ORZ Systems for 3 years. And they did find a listing before too, according to this, because it says until last Friday, Autel's own website listed an Israeli drone importer, LOLTV, as an authorized partner of the company. After Plus 972 and Local Call approached Autel with the findings of our investigation, the company deleted this page from its website. It no longer lists any authorized partners in Israel. Whoa, so that's really bad optics. Who would you believe in that regards? I wouldn't doubt anyways. There's a lot of people finding ways to buy, let's just say, cheaper consumer drones and finding ways to modify them. And of course, officially, every company has to say they're against it and all that. It makes you wonder how proactive they are in reality overall in terms of preventing their products from being purchased. For example, it would kind of remind me of companies that sell recording devices where people can record, let's just say, movies and so forth illegally. Now, they could argue officially our product wasn't meant to do that. It's a consumer product. You record your own videos, for example, for personal use, but in reality, that's where the majority of their sales come from. People trying to like steal movies, and to a certain extent, I would have to argue they know that's the case too. And this was kind of crazy. Apparently, there was footage of a drone getting taken down by missiles and so forth. This one says, dramatic moment, UK drone takes out rival with air-to-air missile. Drone warfare has taken another leap forward after a British uncrewed aircraft successfully shot another drone out of the skies with a missile. Dramatic footage shows the moment a modified T150 drone created by British company Malloy Aeronautics fired a precision missile at another drone mid-air. So you can see all the official media, and even in their official site it says, for the first time BAE Systems has launched a precision munition from a multi-rotor uncrewed air system and successfully destroyed both air and ground targets during trials in the US. This marks a major step forward in the development of a low-cost strike and counter UAS option for the frontline troops. The launch of munitions upgraded with BAE Systems APKWS laser-guided kit from a TRV-150, a modified version of BAE Systems Malloy T150, marks the first air-to-air engagement of an APKWS guidance kit from a UAS. Funny enough, when you think of military drones and so forth, this is what you would primarily think of. Drones flying around firing huge weapons like this, whereas there are a lot of people just modifying, as they say, cheap drones too. And I was reading this where I guess fortunately it happened before, as there was a huge festival called Tomorrowland and one of the main stage caught on fire. You can see these videos and stuff of it burning. And I was trying to read further in terms of what happened. For example, was it just some equipment that caught on fire? Was it intentional? It happened in the main stage of the Tomorrowland Music Festival in Boom, Belgium, and the blaze apparently started around 6 p.m. local time and it engulfed the elaborate Orbs main stage. Some people were saying actually with the videos they saw, you could actually hear things like fireworks sounds as well, and because of that, some were suggesting that may have been the contributing factor in terms of the fire anyways. But overall, again, it seems like the main suspect right now is the fireworks display, and they're potentially blaming testing of the pyrotechnics. I don't know if that's the case, but that's one heck of a boo-boo if it was an error. Alright, see you guys later.